Good evening and welcome to the new year. Today is January. I think today's the 2nd um, of 2021. So I've been putting this off for a little while, a long while actually. And like it says in my bio on Instagram, um, I do work as a psychic and I've been doing this for close to 30 years now. And my gift, whatever you want to call it, um, has been growing and changing over time. And when it started, I had no idea where it was going to lead to. And I started reading cards and then started channeling. And today, I use cards, but I don't really need them. And I've been having these dreams lately, and I feel like Spirit has a message that they're trying to get out. But the thing is that when Spirit is trying to give a message, they, at least for me anyway, um, there has to be somebody that they are talking to. And I feel like this is not just a message for me, it is a message for whoever that this gets out to. So I feel like if you're hearing this, then you're probably in a place of confusion and a place of I don't know what's I don't know what end is up anything. And so they're starting off by telling me that that there has been a lot of darkness hanging over the planet and really over people's lives and stuff like that. And when we talk about darkness, we're not talking about um, we're not talking about the devil. We're not talking about that sort of a thing. We're talking about the clouds of judgment. We're talking about the clouds of self-doubt. We're talking about the clouds of self-pity. And we're talking about all of the things that people use to attack themselves. We're talking about the things that people have absorbed from society, from their family, um, from their friends, the things that say that they are not good enough, the things that say that you should not be yourself, that you have no business shining. And trust us when we say to you that there is a light inside of you. There is a light inside of everybody, and it is just trying to shine. It is just trying to be brilliant. And when we say brilliant, we're not necessarily talking about, genius or things like that. And we're not saying that it's not about genius. We're just saying that your heart is trying to shine, your spirit is trying to shine. Everybody, everybody on this planet has a gift for the world. Everybody is here for a purpose. And so many of you have denied your gift. So many people out there have denied their light. So many people have denied their artistry, their creativity, their own like brilliance, their own like spirit, their own path on this planet. And it has been coming time for a while now, but really since the summertime of 2020, it has been becoming even more important that people's light start to shine, to be brilliant, to be out in the world. Um, and we're having this conversation because we are now channeling through Edward. And so there are actually multiple presences going on. We are part of the collective that speaks like through him when he does his readings. And so he's reminding us and wants us to talk about the COVID and that and the limitations that that can represent. So when we're saying to you to be out in the world, we understand that there are the limitations of COVID, of that whole thing. However, there are other ways of being out in the world. We're not necessarily talking about going out into the world and in dangerous ways. We're talking about being out in the world, like allowing your light to shine on the planet. Because when your light shines, it is brilliant and it affects so many people that you don't even know who it's affecting. Everybody that you're talking to, everybody, like your light, when it is shining, it's brilliant. It's like such a bright white light. That's what we mean by brilliant. And if you're sitting and you're meditating and you're just allowing your light to shine and to be out there, to expand, it will affect like so many people around you, and it can affect people for like miles. Because you have to remember that if you are one person in one house that is allowing yourself to be bright and to shine, and then there are like several people in your neighborhood or all of the people in your neighborhood that are doing the same thing, then that becomes so big. The word is exponential. It doesn't just multiply one person by the other person by the other person. It doesn't just like add like that. It multiplies exponentially. So we believe in the power of prayer. Prayer does work. And so if there are multiple people that are praying, and we don't care who you are praying to, this is not about religion. This is about healing the planet. This is about healing people's souls. This is about the gift that you have brought to the planet. When your spirit arrived here, no matter what anybody has told you, when you have arrived here, you were a gift, and you are a gift, and you continue to be a gift. And it doesn't matter how many mistakes you make. And we're not saying to continue to just not care or whatever. Um, we are saying that even though you make mistakes, there are opportunities for you to self correct, for you to be on a better path for yourself. When you're on a better path for yourself, you're helping other people. We believe that there are people who will tell you you can't and you shouldn't and whatever, but those people, just because they are not able to do it for themselves, does not mean that you cannot do it. So do not let other people like be a hindrance to you. We believe in the philosophy of, really, you don't think that I can do this? Let me show you how we can do it. And so that is the message really for the world, is to go out, to keep trying, to be yourself, to be creative. And when we're talking about creativity, we're not necessarily talking about drawing and painting and in things like that. And we're not saying that it's not that. We're saying that creation is about the gift of manifestation, and everybody has an ability to create. That is what we are on the planet for, is to create our lives, to create our own cycle of evolution, to every time we evolve, every time that our spirit grows, that is creation happening. Every time when you come to the planet, you come like as an egg and you're small and you're inside your mother's womb, and then you grow for the 9 months that you're in there. That is creating. That is everything. So every day that you are on the planet, you are continuing to do that, and you are continuing to have opportunities to be brilliant, to we really want to say to affect somebody, to infect somebody. And when we're talking about infecting them, we're talking about infecting them with love. We're talking about infecting them with laughter. We're talking about infecting them with joy and creativity. And we're talking about, there's an expression on the planet, each one teach one. And we have this ability to teach people how to get out of our own way. And this being has had a lot of obstacles and has been through many trials and tribulations and emotional disruptions, and there has been trauma in here and PTSD in here and different various levels of abuse. But this being also like prays and meditates and refuses to give up. And because that has happened, we have been able to come through and be a messengers. There's he has different guides, and so he refers to us as the collective, for lack of a better expression. We identify ourselves as Abraham, but we also want you to know that Abraham is not just one person. Abraham is a whole energy. Abraham is an organization of spiritual energy. So there can be multiple guides coming through different people who are identifying as Abraham because it's the organization, the whole group of Abraham. We do not really care about names and titles and things of that nature. That is something that mankind tries to categorize and put into a box, and we are here to say that you do not belong in a box. You are all individuals. You're all connected. However, you each have a different part to play. You each have a different note. Some of the notes may appear similar, but trust us, they are different. So there are many that are therapists, there are many that are mechanics, there are many that are hairdressers, there are many that are piano players, there are many that actually sing arias and all of that. However, they're all different. Everybody is doing something different. Everybody is coming from a different place, learning a different thing, and having a different message. It can all be very like similar, but it's different. Even though the message can be about love, there are many, many different kinds of love. And we also just want to say that when somebody is in pain, when somebody is doing something that you perceive as wrong or potentially evil, or when you are judging them in this way, what you're not understanding is that these people require help. They require more love. They require more understanding. They are people who have lost their way. There are people who are mentally ill, who do things that you might perceive as being bad, but they're there to teach you about yourself. They're there to teach you about how you're going to judge somebody or not judge them. And they're there to teach you to be better. We really don't believe in a message about religious things. We're not here for that. We're here to teach you about more, about expansion, which is one of the faces of the thing that you might call God. God is like so big and so beyond definition. That energy is a god, it's a goddess, it's like, it's Allah, it's Buddha, it's has so many infinite faces that the human mind cannot even begin to fathom what that energy would look like. If you want to talk about brilliance, that kind of light is like so big, you can't even define it. You can't say that it's as bright as 5,000 suns because it's brighter than that. So It's incalculable. We really just want you to care about other people. We want you to be able to get out of your own way, to be able to lift each other up. We want you to know that even though there is this cloud that has been hanging over the planet, which we have described earlier, we also want you to be aware that the light is coming, the light is rising up. When we say this, we are not talking about God coming to the planet. We're not talking about Jesus coming to the planet. We're not talking about that. We are talking about the generations of children coming and people who have been hiding themselves, hiding their gifts, and that energy rising up, because everybody has a vibration. So the lower the vibration, there's more of a lack of caring about other people, because there's a lack of caring about the self. So the more you care about yourself, the higher your vibration is, the higher you shine, the luminescence. So the people who are on the planet, they are beginning to shine brighter. They are beginning to evolve higher. It's a frequency. So the people who are on the planet now, the younger people, younger generations, and the people who are possibly even older, the more they're shining, the more they're helping other people to raise their vibration. It's the same thing as boiling water. One molecule starts to heat up, one person starts to raise their vibration. That molecule starts like vibrating another one, and the next thing you know, the pan of water is boiling, and it's getting hotter and hotter till it overflows. This is the same thing that happens with people and their vibration, is that one person, spirit energy is fire energy, love energy, it's about fire. So when one person's energy starts to get bigger and starts to get brighter, it's infectious, and it starts causing the person next to them starting to like raise that person's vibration. When that person's vibration starts happening and this person's vibration starts happening, then it starts happening like all over the place. And that's what's trying to happen on this planet. And yes, there are entities out there, spirits, angels, different kinds of entities. You might call them alien, you might call them guides, you might call them ascended masters, you might, whatever it is that you call them, there is an attraction to this planet lately. And when we say lately, that's a very vague term considering how long time is. But this planet is starting to evolve and is starting to get lighter, because the vibration of the people are starting to get lighter. And so the more that happens, as we've just explained, so some people are on this planet and they're talking about 5D, the fifth dimension, whatever it is that you choose to call it, there is an evolution that is going on. We are not here to define what that is. We're here to talk about how there is an evolution, there is a revolution that is going on. And it is in no uncertain terms a spiritual revolution. The light is going to take over this planet. This planet is going to heal. It's going to heal whether people like it or not. Because when there is a molecule in a pan of water and that water starts boiling, it has no choice except to start raising its vibration. So there really will be no souls left behind. It may be a matter of time, however, this planet is a training ground. And over a period of time, there will be what you could call like a mass exodus. We want to talk about how death is a healing. So just because people pass away does not mean that it is a tragedy. It means that they have learned what they have come to the planet to learn, and they have taught what they have come here to teach. And when that happens, it doesn't matter if they are a baby or if they are 90 or if they're 30 or if they're 50. They have done what they have come to the planet to do, and now it is time for them to move on. Sometimes these spirits will reincarnate onto this planet, and sometimes they will reincarnate someplace else. So we really don't want you to mourn for the people that are passing. We understand that that's like a human thing to do, and we would really rather have you know that they are evolving, that they are moving forward, and hopefully they have learned something on this planet that they can take to the next level of wherever it is that they're going. So we have tried to teach this being not to suicide. Because if you do suicide, then you have to repeat the lesson. You're going to have to learn the lesson over again, no matter what. So even though he has been in all kinds of pain throughout the course of his life, that pain has passed and he is where he is today. So we're just wanting you to know that things do get better, things do evolve. And even if you do suicide, even if the pain is that great, we're just letting you know that you're still going to end up doing those lessons all over again somewhere along the line. So it's up to you to choose who you're going to ask for help and how you're going to reach out and how you're going to allow your light to be as bright as it can be. we believe that there's always somebody that is in your life, even if they are on the fringe. There is always like somebody who is around that can help you to get to the next phase. We understand that you may not see it and you may not feel it and you may not know that it's there, but that doesn't mean that it's not. We can't stay coming through for a longer period of time than this, so we're going to have to say goodbye and we will have to come back another day. So we just want to say be one with the light. And know that you're blessed, and we hope that you have the ability and the willingness to bless others. Well, that was interesting. When I go into a trance channel, I never know what's going to happen. I never know what's going to come out because the messages don't come from me, they come through me. And a lot of people don't really understand that. When I do readings for people, they say, oh, well, you said this and you said that. And it's like, well, like, no. I try very hard to keep my opinions out and allow spirit to deliver the message that they are trying to deliver. So I usually just close my eyes and let them come through. So take care.